Hello, today we'll be looking at part 3 of the Revit assignment, starting with the roof on the entry. So this page is page 3 of the tutorial for this part of the assignment. So looking at this model, we're putting an entry roof over this area here. It's going to be a gable roof with a 9 pitch, 9 and 12. So we'll go to the roof button here in Architecture, tab Roof. So when I click on roof, it defaults to roof by footprint, and that's the one we want. Using my draw tools, I'm going to create a rectangle. I'm going to give this rectangle an offset of 12 inches or 1 foot. Start here in this corner, and click 2 is that corner. Going to move this line in to the building. And I'm going to move this line out another 2 feet. Alright, so this has a big overhang. We'll get possibly brackets here later. Now let's deal with the slope. So I'm going to select all 4 lines. I'm going to uncheck defines slope. These are the 2 lines that will define the slope, the 2 short lines. And the slope is 9 and 12. It's a 9 pitch. The roof is 8 feet from the first floor. We'll check that in the 3D view. So I'll hit the green check. I'm going to say no for attaching the walls to the roof for now. Well, let's see. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to click yes. And then we'll look at this in 3D and see what happened. Okay, that's it. Not bad. It's exactly where I want it. The overhang is right. Okay, that's step 1. Going through, now we'll add a deck. This deck to the exterior. It's just another floor, really, from the first floor plan. I'm going to uncrop this. I might hide this as well. So we'll go under Architecture, Floor. I'm going to choose Generic 12. And with my draw lines, I'll first create the inside perimeter. Then let's see what this does. So it comes out 4 feet here and 8 feet here. It will come out 4 feet. I'll track this line. Let's see what this other dimension is. 27'3". So this line, 27'3". Alright. I believe it was 8 feet past here. Okay, just creating. Now the floor perimeter has to be a closed perimeter, like a circuit. There it is. It's at the first floor, 0. So I'll hit the check. We don't want to attach any walls to this porch or deck floor, and that's the result. That's what the floor should look like. Moving right along. So next we're going to put some posts to hold the porch roof up. Here's the porch roof. We're going to add the posts and then the roof. So to add these posts, I'll take this opportunity to demonstrate a few things here. One is annotate and detail lines. Now many things, you can use detail lines. These are 2D. Just annotation detail lines can be used for almost anything. I'm going to use them as a reference so I know where to put my columns. So looking at the plan, it looks like from the center of this wall we have 12'3", 12'3", so there'll be a column here, here, and here. And the center line of the column is 7'1" from the face of the wall. First, let's load the column, as we may not have it available ready to use in Revit. So we'll go to Insert, Load Family, we want structure, structural columns. We'll use a wood column and a dimensional lumber column. Let's go with a 6x6 if that's available. Not seeing a 6x6, which is odd. That's a very common column, so we'll make one. I'm going to click 4x5 and let's see, we'll go to place the column, we'll go to structure, column, and what I'm going to do is edit this type of column. I'm going to rename it 6x6, and the dimensions of a 6x6 of course is 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. I'll hit OK. Okay, with that column ready to use, I'm going to execute that command and come back to set up my reference lines. Remember, this was 7'1" off the wall. That was to the center of my columns. I'm just going to run this line out. I'll delete these when I'm done. Matter of fact, I'll just put a column here and we'll copy it over twice, the 12'3". So in structure tab, we'll go to column. Make sure we're on the column we created. Here's my reference line. Let's see. We want to set this to first floor plan. Top constraint is invalid for the level. Okay. So we'll come back to adjust. Let's see. The height. I'm just going to put this in here. Let's see. Right here. There it is. So let's see what happened in terms of height on this column. Okay, so that's about exactly where I want it. It's on the first floor. And the top level, it says second floor. I'm going to change this temporarily to first floor and 8 feet. Right? So the bottom is on the first floor. The top, in relationship to the first floor, is 8 feet tall. There's one column. Go back to the first floor plan. I'll copy this column. Actually, this was supposed to be in the center of the wall, so you can see I'm moving it. Right? I'm going to copy this column, 12'3", and then again, using copy, another 12'3". There's my 3 columns, posts. If they're high or low or down at the basement level, let's just simulate what would happen there. So say you get a result like this, or even a result like this, which could happen. Let's see. So if that happens, simply click on the column and set the heights in your properties dialog, your properties box here. Base level will be first floor plan. Top level will be first floor plan, but 8 feet tall. What happened here? Might set that one first, then first floor. That's what it is. Okay. Alright, back to the first floor plan. I think now we add the roof. So just looking at this, this is a shed roof. This leading long line will be the line that dictates the slope, or the slope indicator. So I'm going to put this roof in, architecture, roof, doing this on the first floor. I'm going to use a rectangle. And again, I'm going to put a 12-inch offset on this. Oop. 1 foot. If it lets me. There it is. So, starting at this column, at the face, come over here, right there. Again, I'm moving the roof in, so it's not in the building, so I'm moving it out, right, to flush up with the exterior wall. I'm going to select all of these 3 lines and deselect the defines slope box. So again, the only line defining the slope is this long leading line. And that slope, let's try a 3 and 12 just to get started. See how that looks. And I'm just going to check. First floor, 8 feet from the first floor. It's going to be about where we want it. That we may make some adjustments to this. So it's a little high. I'm going to bring this down to 7.6. So you could move this. Okay. You could always move this down in your 3D view. Or you could set its height here in the properties dialog. I moved it down so it clears these window sills. This is not best practice. You know, really we'd prefer a little space and flashing in there. Okay, there's our roof. Moving right along, the next item here is the topography, the topo surface, right, the grade. Let's take a look at that. From the first floor plan, you can do this from 3D too, as well. Let's try it. If this lets me do it. My view cube doesn't seem to be working. So anyway, massing and site up here. Topo surface. Now, the elevation should be 1 foot below your first floor. Some projects have their first floor as 0 in elevation. Other projects have the basement as 0. So there will be 9 foot offset. Depending where your 0 is, first floor or basement, the site needs to be 1 foot below the first floor. So I'm going to place points -1. So I'm placing elevation points, right? Massing in site, place point -1. And I'm just going to create a box here, like a rectangle. I'll hit check, the check mark, and close this, and then I'll deal with this. So my first floor, or my basement is 0 apparently, or this project. So what I'm going to do is click on the topo, and I could move this up. I'm going to be 9 feet. So you can just move the surface up. Additionally, you could click on it, edit surface, and then just change the elevation of your points. Right? These look like they're now about 8 feet. So you could change the height of your topo surface like that. Alright, moving along on the elevation. Alright, so this is it. Getting your elevations sorted out on the sheet. This is what you might see. Let's make a new sheet. So there's some work involved in this. So what we do is drag the elevation onto the sheet. Make sure it's to the right scale. I think it's 3/16. Might be quarter. Okay. Clicking in here. This button is the crop region. I'll select it. Crop my elevation. And that's that. There'll be some cleaning up that we'll go over in class, but that's it for now.